So is it okay if I can ask you more questions than you can expect from me? That be okay?
Yes, perfectly.
Great, thank you.
A good teacher always asks questions, never answers them.
Okay, I am not a teacher. I'm not any stage or
Teacher,
whatever.
we all are gurus and we are all teachers and we are all students all our life. I mean,
Nice.
I
So
believe
what do
that.
you mean by patterns of life? What exactly do we mean by patterns of life?
An imprint or something?
An imprint, okay, a continuous way of doing something in life, okay. Oh, imprint.
A pattern, I feel, is a habit, something that your mind is so habituated to that you keep doing that and becomes a pattern in your life.
Yes, it is a habit. So, and habits are really good actually, because habit gives us a leverage when we are, let's say, we are habitual of driving, so we can always
Good
do
habits are
various
good,
other
but
things.
not all habits.
Right. Habits are very good. Habits are not that bad, but habits are good. Yes, Bitan ji, आप कुछ कह रहे थे?
Yes, good habits are good, but not all habits.
Not all habits are good. Okay, good. Or so when you are focusing on results, a new kind of results. Today, the topic is new beginnings. When we are focusing on new results, do you think that we really need to work on our core aspects, which is the pattern, what kind of habits that we have in our lives? That's all we can create new beginnings for us, or else there is another way. So, what do you think? So, what do you think about it? Do you think we need to work on our core patterns? I'm really fascinated by this word called patterns. Neera, if it is okay, if you can come on video. So that's okay. If you can come on video for 5 minutes. Thank you very much for coming on video. Yes. So how do you like to work on your patterns? What exactly is a pattern? You have already talked about it. And it is a kind of habit. It is a continuous way of being. So now I was actually talking to one of my friends day before yesterday. I was actually conducting a workshop for a corporate, and I was speaking to the whole community, and then I was talking about how many thoughts we have consistently during the day. It's about 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh thoughts, and more than 95,000 thoughts are repeated once. If you are aware of those thoughts, more than 95,000 thoughts are repeated, but out of 1 lakh. So, fortunate or unfortunate, this is the fact. Now, if we are only and only focusing on the patterns, so we get the same result. If you're okay with our old result, then it's fine. That's a new beginning for us. But if we are talking of a real new year, then don't you think so that we really need to work on our core areas, which is a pattern? What do you say about it? What are your thoughts about it? Are we going to work on the patterns, or are we going to work on the new things without working on our patterns? What are your thoughts about it?
Working on new things without changing the pattern is not going to work. That's
what
my belief is.
Great.
But at the same time, it is not so easy to work on the patterns.
Yes. And
because most of the time we are not even aware.
Yes, exactly. Today we'll do a conscious effort about changing or working on our patterns, because we already started doing it. In fact, when I asked you to come on video, we have taken a first step to work on our patterns, because I've been seeing in the Consciously Positive program. So when a speaker was saying, everybody was very happy being off video and coming on and becoming at ease. Of course, you were doing your rituals, you were doing your custom. That's okay, but can we ask a conscious question to ourselves? What is that we are doing to a speaker? I mean, if a speaker is coming to you and talking to you and wanted to have a face-to-face conversation with you, so are we really doing any justice to the speaker? So I'm not saying this is good or bad, but we will say, okay, when I'm listening, I'm already participating. But can a speaker will come to know that you're really there with me? So that's the first conscious question, first conscious encounter question to our own self. Nothing good, nothing bad. And when the moment we encounter ourselves, we start working on our core patterns. Okay, so how many of you are clear about the fact that we have certain goals in our lives this year? How many of you are very clear that we have certain goals in our lives? Yes, great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sunita, would like to share your goals. I mean, if you are okay, what are your goals for 2023? Specific goals. We will take the conversation from there. Would it be okay for you to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. See, not for 2023. My goal for my future life would be to be at peace,
Mhm.
to follow the purpose of my life, which I don't know.
Okay. That's one thing is for peace. You will be,
Yeah,
you want to be peaceful. You want to follow
Be
the purpose
be
of your life.
more be more in alignment of my life goal. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody
That's good.
else? And thank you for saying that, Sunita. Thank you for sharing it. Anybody else would like to share about your goals for 2023? I can give you the idea. I can give you one idea. I personally will not follow a certain procedure called goals, but I always intend about the coming year. So I intend to be healthy and with a specific weight of my body. That is the first thing. I intend to take up working on the consciously positive communities. That is the second part that I really fascinated about. This third goal or third intention about this particular year is about specific areas in my relationships. So I really want to work on that. Now we have gone from the aspect of being at peaceful. Of course, when I work on my relationship, I'll be more peaceful. I'll be joyful. But when we just come back and focus on one area, that is something I really want to work upon, we take a conscious effort to become a new person. So that's the first promise that we have to really see about. The second thing is when you are very clear about your goals, very clear about your intention for this year or the upcoming years. The second thing is that why do we really want it? Asking ourselves a question, why do we really want it? उससे मुझे होगा क्या? आपने जैसे बोला मुझे peace चाहिए, मुझे purpose चाहिए अपनी जिंदगी का, तो क्यों चाहिए आपको? क्यों पीसफुल रहना क्यों चाहता? आप बोलोगे सभी पीसफुल रहना चाहते हैं इसलिए मैं पीसफुल रहना चाहता हूं. That's not the answer. So क्यों पीसफुल रहना चाहते हो? उससे क्या होगा?
I think when you're
That's the only
peaceful,
thing I'm seeking.
That's
yeah,
the obvious
when
reason,
you're
yes.
peaceful, you are healthy automatically. Automatically the other aspects of positivity comes in, mind, everything.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other aspects of positivity comes in. So you want to be positive. So why do you want to become positive? What will happen if you become positive?
Well, we are happier.
You're happier. Okay. So why you want to become happy? That's okay. I mean, what I'm right now doing is a conscious effort to encounter a certain question which we have never encountered. I was actually watching a video, watching a program about the consciously positive, and everyone was very keen on understanding about what is my future. What is the future for me? I mean, and the future was being foretold by one card. And I was very surprised that how a future can be foretold by one card. I mean, it's okay. I'm not really against anyone, but how a future can be foretold. But the point is, if we are ourselves not aware that what exactly do we want and why do we want, then how can the future be foretold by someone just by picking up a card? I mean, the person would always say, okay, this is your future going to be. Now, if we are talking about new beginnings, the very first point that I'm going to make, and you can note it down, is first asking ourselves the first and primitive question, that why do we want certain things to be in our way, in our life. If we are very clear कि मुझे क्यों चाहिए वो जिंदगी में, तब जिंदगी में चीजें आनी शुरू होती हैं, क्योंकि हम अब उसके साथ हमारे पास पैशन होता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है हमारी जिंदगी में, पॉसिबिलिटीज अनेक अनंत हैं. And this is one aspect. I mean, I was wondering when people got died in 9/11 attacks, and there was an interview about the interview with the astrologers. उनका इंटरव्यू किया गया था एस्ट्रोलॉजर्स का, तो उनको पूछा था कि आपने क्या, अगर आप सभी के पास जाते और सबको बता देते how many people are going to live and how many people are not going to live, तो क्या ये फैक्ट होता कि सभी लोग जिंदगी में उनकी जिंदगी बच जाती या उनकी जिंदगी नहीं होती. तो उनको बोलता कि जिनको जाना था वो चले गए, उनको नहीं जाना था वो नहीं चाहते. पर वो एक पॉसिबिलिटी है जो हमारी जिंदगी में है. If stars or one card tells us something about ourselves, this is one possibility. But a new beginning is going to come only and only when we consciously create something in our life. अगर आज हम कॉन्शियसली क्रिएट नहीं कर रहे हैं कुछ अपनी जिंदगी के अंदर, तो नई चीज नहीं आने वाली. हमारा पुराना पैटर्न हमेशा हमारे को बोलेगा, हमारे पुराने हैबिट हमेशा आपको बोलेगा. हमारी अगर हैबिट है किसी के साथ झूठ बोलने की, तो झूठ ही बोला जाएगा. और अगर हमारी हैबिट है उस पुराने पैटर्न्स में जाने की, तो पुराने पैटर्न्स की तरफ ही हम हमेशा जाते रहेंगे. Now, am I making some sense to you guys? I just want to check with you. I am getting too aware. Am I making some sense to you? Except Philomena, can someone else also raise your hand? Am I making some sense to you guys? Is it making some sense to you?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, so great. Thank you for saying it. तो नया बिगिनिंग्स करने के लिए मैं आपको चैलेंज करता हूं कि जब तक आपका कोर बिलीफ, जब तक आपका बिलीफ पे काम नहीं होगा, तो नई बिगिनिंग्स नहीं आ सकती हैं. कुछ भी कर लो आप. हमारा बिलीफ है क्या जिंदगी के लिए, हमारा अपने लिए बिलीफ क्या है, जब तक हमारे उस पे काम नहीं होने वाला, तो काम नहीं होने वाला है. अगर मेरा बिलीफ है कि दुनिया ऐसी है, तो मुझे वैसे ही रिजल्ट्स आने वाले हैं. अगर मेरा बिलीफ है कि आई एम ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी लेजी इन माय लाइफ, दैट्स फाइन. अगर हमारा बिलीफ है कि आई एम नॉट गुड इनफ, you will definitely see those results in your life. If your belief is something, so that's what the pattern is all about: belief and habit, and then next is the action because of those beliefs. So can you all start talking about your own beliefs? हम क्या सोचते हैं लाइफ, हमारे लिए जिंदगी क्या है? तो कोई बता सकता है यहाँ पे कि हमारे लिए जिंदगी क्या है, हमारे लिए हम क्या सोचते हैं, हमारे लिए अपना बिलीफ सिस्टम क्या है? तो कुछ बिलीफ के बारे में कोई बोल सकता है क्या? आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग ऑफ बाहरों से कुछ मैं बोल रहा हूँ, लेकिन पूछने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि आपसे कि यू रियली नो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आर योर बिलीफ अबाउट लाइफ. प्रीतम जी would like to talk about your own belief. Sanju, you looking quite contemplative. Is it making some sense to you?
Vinay, I would like to share something.
Please go ahead.
See, my belief from the childhood, since the time I remember, was like I have to make people around me happy. My own happiness would come after that.
Okay.
Self-love was never in a picture. So another thing that I have to push myself very hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so on and so forth. So later on, since I started working on myself, I realized that self-love is more important.
Mhm.
So, and I continue to do so. Maybe at the price of um, my other duties, but I'm happy doing that. Maybe that is another extreme.
Okay. You mentioned that is maybe that is another extreme. What do you really mean by that?
Uh, I would, for example, I would spend my day uh, totally in the bed, not because I'm lazy, not because I'm tired, but that's one part of my routine that I would spend my Saturdays just lazing around. I don't want to meet people. A few uh, close relatives, they think I am in depression, but I'm not. I'm perfectly happy doing that. I won't do any household chore that day because I have realized that Saturdays, Sundays used to be very hectic and uh, physically and mentally also. Too many to-do lists, too many things to be done, too many social obligations. uh, but I'm totally off that and perfectly peaceful and happy to.
Okay.
This
So,
is one of the beliefs. Yeah.
okay. So, Neera, I really want to thank you for being so vulnerable and thank you for being so honest about your confession. And yes, we can make a conscious effort to be a certain way at a certain point in time, as long as we are aware, as long as it is not coming from our core pattern. However, if I really want to ask everyone, when we are consciously making an effort to challenge ourselves, okay, fine, I'm this is just surprising ourselves. For example, I've decided one day that I'm going to be very lazy on Saturday, and suddenly I'm going to decide, okay, I'm going to be active. I'm going to be active. So surprising yourself one particular day. So the next moment, I'm going to surprise myself, surprise everyone. Okay, this person have already been on the bed, and suddenly what is happening to this person? Suddenly started cooking, suddenly started coming from the space of happiness, not from the space where you have to do something in life. You already said that मैं दूसरों को पहले खुश करूंगी तो ही मेरे को खुशी मिलती है. फिर दूसरा एक्सट्रीम है कि मैं अपने आप से प्यार करती हूँ, और अपने आप से प्यार करने का मेरा मतलब ये है कि मैं जो मैं चाहती हूँ वो मुझे मिले. So when you are working on 5 days and not on Saturday and Sundays, so 5 दिन में जब आप काम करते हो, is it coming from the space of happiness, joy, or is it coming from the space of I have to do something in my life to make people happy? So that is a question that you have to ask yourself. And unless we ask those questions, we cannot create new beginnings. Yes. Okay. So I'm not asking you to comment on that, but I just wanted to check with you on that, and you can contemplate. Anybody else want to comment? Sanju, you look very contemplative. Sorry for me coming to you. I think you're on mute. You can say after you unmute yourself. Would that be okay? No, I can still not hear you. Okay. Anybody else? Neelam ji, आपको comment करना है? I think Sanju, I cannot hear you. You are unmute, but I somehow I'm not able to hear you.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yes, partly I can hear you, partly not fully. Maybe there is a video issue. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking, we instead of focusing on our patterns, if we can focus on doing the new behavior, new things that we
Yes.
want to do, then perhaps it is more productive, and sometimes the old patterns then will fade away.
Yes.
Rather than just with the old patterns which we have and
Yes.
trying to work on.
Yes. And in fact, when you say that you want to work on new behavior, you already started working on a new pattern actually. So unconsciously, what is happening when moment you decide one day I want to work on this behavior, there is a pattern which talks of you to be a certain way all the time. Now you started working on a new behavior. This is where there is a conscious action that is coming up for you. So I want some examples from your side कि आपका क्या behavior नया आ जाएगा. तो that's a good beginning, by the way. So कौन सा behavior पे काम करना चाहते हो आप इस साल?
ये मेरे हिसाब से कोविड ने सब चेंज कर दिया है. People
एक
were
मिनट प्रीतम, एक मिनट, वो संजू के साथ एक conversation कर लेते हैं. No worries, no worries. तो किस behavior पे, which behavior that you really want to work on this year?
I'm not sure exactly, but I'm trying to become more and more spiritual. So
Okay.
and,
And that makes you come to the consciously positive program, isn't that?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for saying that. So that is one action that you're saying, want to become more spiritual. But what is the behavior that can make you more spiritual about it? What is the behavior? What is the behavior that? What is the red?
So one thing that I was thinking about was maybe relationships, like to be more letting go of things.
Okay.
So something like that, or around that line, those lines. To things are difficult, then still be able to laugh about it. Something like that.
Okay. So great. So spirituality
Not to
for
take
you.
things too seriously in relationships. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
I would like to invite you for a program which is going to happen at 11 a.m. This is definitely going to help you. If you can give me your number on the private chat, I can, and I like to invite you. It's a free program. You just have to register. So today you're going to get a lot of insights about the aspect that you're talking about. It just came out of me. So if you can just send me your number, I can send you on a private chat.
Sure.
Okay, so good. And that is one area that if you really start to give up certain thoughts, give up certain things, and want to be happy despite of some things happening in life. Now, I'm not saying in spite of, despite of. आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ चल रहा है, आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ पैसे की प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, रिलेशनशिप्स के चैलेंजेस आ रहे हैं, या फिर आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ दिक्कतें आ रही हैं. थैंक यू फॉर सेइंग दैट संजू. उसके बावजूद क्या आप खुश रह सकते हैं? एक नया बिहेवियर ये हो सकता है. हमें लगता है कि हमारी खुशी तभी होती है जब कोई हमें से अच्छे से बात करता है या हमारे को कुछ रिस्पेक्टफुली बात करता है, तो हम तभी खुश होंगे. पर क्या आज आप सभी लोग ये प्रॉमिस कर सकते हैं that despite of what happens in our lives, despite of what happens, I'm going to be consciously be happy throughout the day, despite of whatever happens now. I'm going to take a conscious effort to remain happy. Even if I'm lazy, I'm going to be happy. Even if I'm not lazy, I'm not happy. Even if someone says something teases me, I'm going to be happy. Even if I had to do certain chores of my life, I want to be happy. Everything is going to emanate from happiness. This is the first part. I mean, I'm taking from Sanju. This is the first part. You can start doing it and change of behavior, and that will change your pattern. That will change your core belief about life, and that can create new beginnings for you. And I'm going to narrate a story about my own self. It was not a good time about 4 months back, and I was diagnosed of something very critical about my brain, from my brain till my toe. I mean, there was a nerve which got pressed, and I was on medication for many months. And that is the reason why I was not on the consciously positive program. Now, but I decided one thing, I completely decided after 1 month of medication कि मुझे हर मोमेंट पे खुश तो रहना ही है, कुछ भी हो जाए मुझे खुश रहना है. Whatever is going to happen, I'm going to remain happy. Now, it was not easy, but I went out and started watching some programs. I went out and watching some comedies and whatever. So I acted upon it, and my doctor is very surprised now that how come your MRI has completely changed and transformed into a new way. I mean, I've not seen that way. So there was one doctor who always said, whenever we used to believe on MRIs, you say, "Okay, as long as your body is responding, you are okay." But there was one doctor who was very surprised about the fact that, the MRIs also has changed now. Now, happiness gives you certain aspects of life which can exactly immediately change the whole body mind mechanism, and you'll see absolutely new results in your life. And why I'm sharing this whole story about my life and to the consciously positive, because I've been seeing it. हम लोग अपनी जिंदगी में ऊपर ऊपर से तो काम कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन नीचे नहीं जाते हैं. What exactly is happening at the bottom? We never work on that. And I've seen it several times. We go on to various modalities of so-called spirituality, we so-called actions, but हम नीचे क्या कर रहे हैं उस पर नहीं जाते. अगर नीचे गंदगी है और ऊपर से आइसिंग हो रहा है, कंसिस्टेंटली हो रहा है, हमारी नई शुरुआत हो ही नहीं सकती है. तो अगर नीचे में हमने सफाई करनी शुरू कर दी और उस गंदगी से हमारे को कुछ समय तक हमारे को प्रॉब्लम आ गई है, तो लेट दैट थिंग हैपन टू अस. उसके बाद आपकी नई बिगिनिंग्स हो सकती है. Today we only had 40 minutes, so I cannot speak on various aspects where people had transformed their lives. I mean, they actually went down deeper, but I really want to ask everyone, is anything opening for you? आपकी जिंदगी में कुछ खुल रहा है ये conversations करके? अगर खुल रहा है तो ठीक है, नहीं खुल रहा तो भी ठीक है. तो आप बता सकते हो, is anything opening for you? And what exactly is opening for you? Sunira said yes. Neelam ji, want to comment on something? This is quite a spontaneous event that I'm talking about. I mean, मैंने कुछ preparation नहीं करी है इस program की, but मुझे पता है कि new beginnings होती क्या है, वहीं से मैं operate कर रहा हूँ. तो कुछ खुल रहा है तो बताइए, please share कीजिए. प्रीतम जी, नीलम जी, सुनीरा ने तो बोला, समीना, is anything opening up for you? Alicia?
I think if you're mindful,
Yes.
I feel if you're mindful, then you will be able to observe whatever you're thinking and your patterns, and then you can consciously change that.
Exactly. And that's my invitation to you, everyone. Take one step towards being mindful. Take one step towards asking a specific question to yourself. Whenever you are sad, whenever you are unhappy about certain things, whenever you are not sure about certain things, whenever you are indecisive, just ask a specific question. Can I be happy in this situation? Can I remain happy in this situation? And when you are mindful about that, just be aware of what is the next step that is going to happen. We always say life is very uncertain. There is an uncertainty going on. But हमेशा हमें सर्टेनिटी चाहिए होती है, हमारे माइंड को सर्टेनिटी चाहिए होती है. कोई हमें बता दे हमारी जिंदगी में क्या होने वाला, तभी मुझे खुशी मिलने वाली है जिंदगी में. और कोई जब आके बताता है आपको कि ऐसा होगा, फिर हम उस डायरेक्शन पे चलना शुरू कर देते हैं. पर क्या वो हमारी जिंदगी होगी, वो हमारी रियली कॉन्शियसली पॉजिटिव जिंदगी होगी? ये हमें सवाल करना है अपने आप से. पर अनसर्टेनिटीज वाकई नया पॉसिबिलिटी का आयाम दे रही है, या फिर अनसर्टेनिटी हमारे को ये बता रही है कि हमें सर्टेन होने के लिए जाना है जिंदगी में? आज कुछ क्वेश्चन से मैं आपको एंड करूंगा सेशन आपके. वी हैव अबाउट 5 more minutes, so but I really want someone to share, like Samina. I've been talking to you for the first time. Neelam ji, I'm meeting you for the very first time. Vasant ji, I'm meeting you for the very first time. So I want you to share, is anything opening up for you in this conversation?
Yes, thank you. As I, मैं हमेशा ओपन टू न्यू लर्निंग, मैं हमेशा कोशिश करती हूँ कि नई नई चीजें सीखूं। और एट दिस स्टेज ऑफ एज ऑफ माय लाइफ कि मेरा आई डू व्हाट आई वांट। मैं किसी दूसरे के उससे इम्प्रेस वो नहीं होती हूँ कि उसी को मैं फॉलो करूँ या कुछ करूँ, लेकिन बेटर रहता है कि कॉन्शियसली जो भी होता है मैं उसको फॉलो करूँ। तो मैं अपने आप में आई एम फीलिंग बेटर, ब्लेस्ड, कि इन द प्रेजेंट मोमेंट जो मुझे अच्छा लगता है मैं अपनी लाइफ में लीड करती हूँ उसको।
बहुत
लेकिन
बढ़िया।
one thing there is कि I learn, I something, I do everything, but I can't express as fully as I
How can you say that you're expressing so fully right now? You're expressing
yeah,
so
but
beautifully right now.
I'm so blessed. But somebody said this, so that sentence they make me conscious.
No,
What is happening in my life?
you're so authentically expressing right now. I mean, I'm so surprised. How can you say that you're not expressive? You're so authentically. I mean, please raise your hand, everyone in the group. कि क्या आपको लगा कि इतना authentically expression किसी का देखा आपने? Ma'am, you've been so authentically expressing. Thank you for saying it. Now, what have you learned today? आज क्या सीख के जा रहे हैं आप? You said you are open to learning. Yes.
Every day is a new day for me, and I learn. This is opening to you. It's like opening to you, talking to you. It's like
Exactly.
that.
So I think what's opening for me is right now is that
First step.
someone is saying that I'm not authentically expressing and you are authentically expressing yourself in so beautiful manner. I'm so surprised and happy about it. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying it. Beautiful. And that's where we have to question ourselves. हमको किसने कहा तो हमने उसको मान लिया और वही सच हो गया हमारी जिंदगी में और हमारे को ये नहीं पता कि नेक्स्ट मोमेंट हमारी जिंदगी में क्या होने वाला है। एंड यू सेड a wonderful thing called living in the present moment, and present moment is what I mean. I learned from landmark education में सब पहले मेरे को बताया कि मैंने ताली बजाई, नेक्स्ट मोमेंट नया मोमेंट है। सो नेक्स्ट ताली बजाई, नेक्स्ट मोमेंट नया मोमेंट है। सो नेक्स्ट मोमेंट पे आपसे क्या होने वाला है आपको कैसे पता? मेरे से क्या निकलने वाला है आपको कैसे पता? I mean, I've been practicing, I've been conducting trainings for more than 15, 16 years. So I consciously decided one day that if I have to speak in an event, I will only and only mentally think about that event. I'm not going to do any presentation and speak about anything. And to by grace, I mean, everything comes the very next moment very, very easily for me. तो नेक्स्ट मोमेंट पे क्या होगा कुछ नहीं पता, फ्लो क्या होगा कुछ नहीं पता आपको. सो थैंक यू फॉर सेइंग इट एंड आई एम रियली हैप्पी अबाउट इट. Anybody else want to share something before we end this session in the next 2 minutes? I want some new people to start sharing. I'll take your sharing phenomena, ma'am, after 2 minutes. Will that be okay? I think you're looking very curious to share, but I won't take